This is Jason with As One Promotions, and I'm here with Ronald. We're going to do a one-on-one interview with him, get to know the man behind the taxes, the man behind the acting, and learn more about what he does. So Ronald, tell me about yourself and how you came to be with the tax services.
Well, first of all, thank you very much for having this interview with me. I got into taxes back in 1993. Got my associate's degree. First started doing my own taxes. My mom does not have a high school education. She taught me how to do taxes actually. So I went to school, got my associate's degree, started doing my own taxes, family members, friends, and then after that I've been just trying to make a little money doing taxes on the side.
Right.
So I got started there. Years later went by, I went back and got my bachelor's in accounting and just decided to start my own business. I think I started Pierre Wilford Incorporated in 2004, with bookkeeping and taxes. So 2004 I started doing taxes for small business, sole proprietors. I even got one nonprofit.
Right.
So I kind of escalated a little bit more.
Touch bases on everything.
Yeah. So I kind of got into taxes, just been doing it for over 20 years. Got to be kind of like a hobby at first, but then it become more of a passion now because I love numbers.
Right. Okay, so with that being said, I'm pretty sure you have a long-term goal. But as far as right now, what are you doing right now with your taxes? As far as teaching others, the business, what do you have your hands into?
Well, most recently, last year, 2013, December, I decided to do something kind of like a lot of people get the misconception of what income tax is. So I came up with the idea of having a free tax workshop to kind of educate people about what's taxable income, what's non-taxable income. And basically, a lot of people think if you earn $40,000 and say, okay, I earn $40,000, get taxed on it.
Right.
But it's not the case because you got to look at different. We'll say it has something called standard deduction. So you have your standard deduction, which is taken from your income. So you got income, standard deduction. Then you have exemption, which is you have personal and dependent exemption.
Okay.
Take all that, leave you with taxable income. And stuff like that go into my workshop because me telling you would be like me trying to give you a haircut over the phone.
Right.
You're not gonna, you can't do it.
Right.
So I have to show people, step by step, understanding that this is what you're going to be taxed on, and then understand the different tax rates. Depending on how rich you are or how poor you are, depending on what tax bracket you fall in, the 10%, 15, 25, 35, 38% tax bracket.
So basically, what you're doing, instead of saying me, I come in and just that time of year and I get my taxes done, boom, and I'm out. You're basically giving people that hands-on, up front and close workshop so they can learn everything you're doing.
Most of my clients this year will tell you that they left with being more informed than ever been because I don't just say, okay, give me your W-2, give me information, here's your taxes, how much you're going to get.
Right.
I will take your tax return, go step by step, line by line, show you, okay, this is your income. This is why this is you only got like $5,000. When last year I got like $8,000. Well, there's a change in your income or a change in one of your exemptions. So I explain that to people, and when they leave knowing that, they understand more. Okay, I'm coming back to you because now I understand why my taxes does not remain the same each year.
Right.
Because you have someone who's saying me and you earn the same amount of money.
Okay.
We both have 2 children. And so I get my return back, I get $2,000 more than you. Why? We got the same, everything's the same. Well, you don't know whether I claim child care credit, I had an elderly parent, or I went to school. Those are different credits. Exactly. So someone will tell you, well, I got $10,000 back. And that's the misconception why I have this workshop, to just dispel that. Because you see these signs on the side of the road.
Right.
$3,000 per child. But if you look at it closely, it says up to $3,250, one child.
Right.
It doesn't say per child, it says one child. And so I have to explain to people that you have to read the fine line. So it's this is the way of giving back to the community for me, just trying to educate people so that you don't get used by someone else. Because with all the tax fraud going on, it's I care for my people and for everyone who is doing taxes because it's valuable information.
So on the flip side of it, of course, you had the tax fraud where people will try to get more money back. Now, does it happen on the other hand where people say that are just doing the taxes to get the money from the people?
Yes. For instance, you will have someone, You come into my office, you have no clue. You say, here's my W-2, do my taxes. I have the knowledge to know what I can get for you. And if I tell you, say, hey, I can get you back $1,500. I show you, I give you back $1,500. But do you know that on your tax return, I got you back $3,000? All you know that you're gonna get $1,500. So people are using that as a ploy, and I've seen it happen so many times that people are you know, there's reliable offices that have unreliable people in it, put it that way. So people are getting taken that way. So then they get audited and they have no clue what happened. So it's like I'm trying to educate people to know that when someone does your taxes, you have the right to ask them, explain this to me. It's just that simple.
Yeah, that's good to know. Now, when it comes to like with your workshops and where you're going, like what's your long-term goal?
Long term, I'll say I'm trying to just basically to expand my client base. You know, right now I'm even though I'm stationed here in Florida, you know, people don't realize that in taxes you can do it. I can work in Florida and do taxes in Louisiana, California, Texas. So I'm trying to expand my base throughout the United States. Not just doing taxes, but educating people. Because if the more educated taxpayer I have, the better tax client I have. Meaning that they'll bring more people to me. They'll bring in information that they don't understand, so they'll come back to me and say, okay, well, I'm gonna start my own business. Because a lot of times I encourage people to start your own business. So they'll trust me because not only do I do taxes, I also have my degree, my master's degree in accounting. I do bookkeeping. You know, so I help people can set up your LLC, set up your, you know, your getting incorporated. So I can help people who just come in and say, hey, I'm tired of working with somebody. I want to do my own business. So I'm expanding that also to get more into bookkeeping also, because taxes is only a season. January to April. You know, unless you get extension, October. But January to April that's it. I'm moving forward to getting past to work the whole year. So if you come to me and say, okay, I need someone to do my books. I mean, I have no clue what to do. So I can help you get set up, get you all your exemptions, all your expenses, your income, show you what can be written off the expenses. Because a lot of people say, well, I can't, food, clothes, mileage, travel. So I give you a detail of all those things.
Well, I might have to come to you for business.
Hey, I'll give you 1 hour free consultation.
All right, cool. Well, we know that you have, you know, a very vast tax background. Now, tell me. Now, you have already let me know about, you know, your acting background. You know, tell me about your acting background and how you came to that.
Well, I started acting in church, doing plays for the congregation, and I actually auditioned for a couple local independent films. As you mentioned, Tony Stenyard was doing a independent film for his playwright that he did. Called Love, Sex, and Consequence. So I went audition, didn't get the role, but because he liked he liked my demeanor and how my performance, he created a place for me. So I kind of got started there. Met another guy, and he liked how I did stuff, and so he put me into one of his plays. And so 2008, 2009, I've done roughly about 7 different plays. Went to DC, went to Atlanta in the theater festival, and so I just been growing also.
I'm pretty sure, like all that traveling and the performing, that's built like a lot of relationships for you.
Oh yes, definitely, because I mean, relationships that's been built within the organization that I'm working with now, QL Production. We built a relationship with Tasha Smith. So and that kind of transcends to that we're having a very first Tampa Bay Theater Festival. And we're getting Tasha Smith to come in to actually do a workshop, because a lot of times people have raw talent. I mean, talent is great. Raw talent is great too, but once you get it trained, it's like taking a LeBron James or Michael Jordan who's out in the street, and then once they went into the court under Coach Tutelage, and then started practicing, and you got better. Exactly. Same thing with acting. No matter how good you are with raw talent, it still has to be cultivated and trained and practiced. You have to hone your craft no matter what you do, even with taxes. With the laws changing and everything, you just can't say, okay, I know it. It's the same thing with acting.
You gotta be just like, you gotta stay updated just with them.
Oh yes, exactly. So same thing with acting. It's like, Denzel Washington, great actor. They have acting coaches. So it's like, we at a lower level, we have to understand that we must continue to do that. So that's why this workshop is becoming a big thing to bring people out and say, okay, I'm good, but I can always be better. And that's in anything that you do.
Right. Now with, between the taxes and, everything that you do throughout the year, plus the acting, how does your family, support you on all that, on everything that you do?
I have two beautiful daughters, Ariana and Trinity. One's about to turn 16 and one's 9. The oldest one, she just like, Dad, you're always doing everything. And the youngest one, she loves it. She's a little singer, so she loves it. So they both support me 100%. Right. I mean, they done been to almost all my shows. Hold on, they've been to all my shows.
Right.
And so they done seen it multiple times to the point where they just like start quoting lines. So I mean, I want them to see the different aspects of me, so they can say, okay, I can be like my father. He's not only an actor, he's not only a businessman, he's not only a tax preparer. So it's like I do different things, and it just constantly keeps me going. It keeps me going because my life will never be boring.
Right, and that's good. And with your daughters, that's going to be some good standards for them when they get older. So they'll know what decisions to make before they get to college or just in life in general.
And with that being said, I agree 100%. Growing up, not having someone in college to lead me in the direction, it was kind of hard for me to determine. Because I'm from Louisiana. I moved here in 1990, so I didn't even know. The only college that I think I knew about was USF, because I had to look up a college in Tampa. And so when I moved here, I didn't really go to USF because I had no one to guide me and lead me and say, okay, here's USF. So I went to HCC, just got started with HCC. I went for my very first major was architects. Because I equated, I'm an artist, I used to draw. So I equated that with drawing. Didn't like that very much. It was too much technical, precision. So I kind of like 6 months of that, I'm like, okay, I'm out. So then it's like, I fell back on numbers. Numbers have always been my biggest thing, so I kind of fell back on that, and that's when I went to accounting, and then I looked up, I started thinking, like, not just right now, but in the future. So, CPA. CPA is a certified public accountant who owns his own business, who writes his own check. So I'm looking, everything I do now is looking not just in today, but like 1 year, 2 years, like 5, 10 years ahead of time. Because it's like, that's where you want to be. I want to retire before I turn 50.
Exactly.
Because I want to enjoy it. I don't want to be 70 years old and trying to do stuff.
Part-time somewhere else.
No, I want to retire before I get that. So at the same time, falling back to my workshop, I want to educate people to know that you don't have to be just worrying about a refund check every year. Learn how to reduce your taxes so you can pay less, you can pay off debt, so you can become more financial free. Because the less debt you have, the less bondage you're in. Saying, okay, I gotta work this 9 to 5, I gotta work this 9 to 5. If you have dream and aspirations, say, I want to be an actor. I want to do stuff. But if you bond, I got like $20,000 in debt, I gotta work. So my workshop, I show you that understanding taxes, understanding credit, understanding how to lower your taxes. So it's like an educated person can make an educated decision, and that's basically what these workshops are about.
Now, when it comes to acting, who are your top 3 favorite actors and your top 3 favorite actresses?
Okay, all right. Top one is gonna be Denzel. Definitely Denzel. Because I'm not just limited to African Americans, just like he's an actor. One, Denzel. The second one would be Robert De Niro. And the third, I would have to give it to Lawrence Fishburne.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So females, I'll have to give one to. I don't want to be sexist. I kind of like, if we're gonna go with raw talent, I'll keep it raw talent. I'm gonna go with keep it talent. I'll give it to Halle Berry. I give it to Angela Bassett.
Yeah, she's good.
And I also give it to what's her name? I'm kind of go old school and go back to Sophia Loren.
Yeah, that's old school.
Yeah.
Okay, that's some good names. Now, as far as the people who are watching the interview and that might know you now and who might get to know you in the future, tell them like how they can get in contact with you, how they can find you, and so forth.
If you go to my Facebook, I have Facebook. My business page is Van Buren Wilford Inc. You can click on that link, like my page. I have daily, weekly information about taxes and stuff like that. Or you can go to my Twitter page, which is @TaxGuy72. Also, you can go to my Instagram page, Ray Leon. It's REYLION. It's Spanish, so it's like King Ray. So you have Ray Leon at Instagram. Also, my website, www.vanburenwilfordinc.com. That's www.vanburenwilfordinc.com. There you find all information about who I am, the company, about different services. Also, my schedule for my it's a free income tax workshop.
Free.
No tax company is giving a free tax workshop because they want to keep you ignorant so that they can make the money.
Right.
I want to educate you so that we both can make money. So it's free. I mean, you go to the website, it'll update every month because every month I have different days. Mm-hmm. It's a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday. It's going to be from 1 to 2:30. I have 2 classes a day. 1 to 2:30 and 6:30 to 8 o'clock. So those of you who don't work, you can come to the afternoon class and go home and feed the kids. Those who have a job, come in right after work from 6 to 8:30. I get you in, get you out, and get you well informed.
That's what's going on. Well, I mean, we're going to wrap this interview up. Once again, Jason with As One Promotions. This is Ronald. Until next time,